But what I'm saying is, why are you paying her rent and her
because she lost her job and she's behind on the rent, and she stays with and she has my son, and I'm gonna make sure he's straight. I'm not gonna have my son out on the street.
I'm not saying he's gonna be on the street. If she knew how to take care of y'all's kid, then he wouldn't be on the street.
Yeah, but it takes two people to take care of a kid.
I realize that, but this is like cutting into us, and I'm really not feeling this.
You're not feeling me taking care of my son, basically.
No, you're taking care of your son, but why don't you bring your son to your house so she could pay her own rent?
Because she's the one that has custody of him, and she's the one that's been taking care of him all this time.
Well, then now y'all need to find a way to split custody or something, because it's cutting into us, and I don't like it.
When it cut into us more, if he was actually staying with me. Exactly.
So, who do you agree with in this situation?
I guess I agree with him. Like, you're not, whatever relationship we got going on does not negate the fact that she takes care of my child. Mm-hmm. If she is in peril, if she is in distress, that only causes more stress on my son. So if I am in a position to help her actually alleviate stress, then I'm going to do it. Because regardless of whatever relationship we have, I still have to make sure my son is taken care of at the end of the day. So I get his point. But her point is, you need to let the past be the past, and you need to make something happen with the baby where either they live with us or you help her get a job or help tell her you can't do it for her. But I mean, that's more of a selfish, like, it's how is it affecting me? This is about me. This isn't about you or your child. This is about how I'm being taken care of, how I'm feeling. I mean, you could literally be in that same situation a year or two from now if you get pregnant by him, so it's very self-centered. Very, very, very self-centered. So even though I could probably argue her point that, you definitely want to be taken care of by your man, and your man should put you above your baby mama, maybe not above his child, but at least above your baby mama. And if you have an issue with it, he should take it to heart and actually, listen to you in certain regards. But at the end of the day, if we having this conversation, you're not putting my child first. You putting yourself first.
Right.
But that also goes back to trust. Maybe she doesn't trust him that much. Like, well, now that you're paying her rent, whenever you go over there to pick up the baby, you might be fucking her. Like, I wouldn't put it past him. Obviously, he ain't even in the camera. But, I wouldn't put it past the nigga to still be hitting his baby mama. So, I say both have equal, not equal, excuse me. He has a valid point. She needs to find her own money. And I think they'd be happier.
Gotcha.
What about you? Who's wrong?
I think she's more wrong in the situation. Not more. I think she's wrong in the situation. Yes, she can have any perceptions of the baby mama, or even, like you mentioned, trust issues with the actual, her man himself. That could very well be present and prevalent, and part of why she's reacting so selfishly. Another just like really plain thing is that for a lot of people, if they don't get it, they don't get it. Like, if she's not a parent, she's not understanding. This is about the child. It's not about baby mama getting money. It's about the child and the living situation and the food situation and all that stuff. So because she's not, putting the kid first in this entire equation, it just shows that she's not a parent. And kind of shows a little bit of immaturity as well, because the child exists, who has the custody or whatever of the child. So it's just showing ignorance and some selfishness. So I'd say she's more wrong. Assuming he is a good guy and he's not getting some scoops of the baby mama on the side, Yeah, no, you're paying the rent, so your child has a place to stay. And if the girlfriend or whatever doesn't want the kid to live with them or whatever their situation is, you really don't have an opinion in this space. At least in the rent discussion, you have no opinion you can offer. If you're the reason why my son isn't like living here full time or part of the reason or whatever. So yeah, no. Sorry, I think she's wrong.
So let's take this a step further. Would it be okay if they had the room to move the baby mama in until she gets on her feet?
Oh. I don't know. That's a good question. I gotta think about it. I can't just answer. Because initially, of course, I would be like, no. And I don't even think it would be like, it wouldn't be a trust thing. Because if I'm thinking of you, right? If we had that situation, we know. But if we did, man, the trust would not be a problem. Obviously, it wouldn't be about like, oh, I don't want you to slip up and yada yada. That's not why. I can't quite put my finger on why without it sounding just kind of like insecure or something. But I just know, I guess, being raised by an older black woman, uh, who was raised by an older black woman, like, you don't let no woman just stay in your house. Like,
don't let the fox in the hen house.
Right. Like, that's like the rule. Like, you don't, let some other woman, single woman especially, stay up in your house with you and yours. I don't know.
So is that outdated ideology? Back in the day, people might have been more, or it depends on the race, but we'll say back in the day, even 5 to 10 years ago, rent was more affordable. Now that we're in this current economy, you can't just go get a job and go get an apartment.
Right.
Like, there's credit, there's, time on the job, there's a whole bunch of steps and hoops you now have to jump through to even get the opportunity to live on your own. Because if you get an eviction, then you got to find a place that's willing to take you with an eviction. So there's a lot more than just, oh, she lazy, she don't want to work, and she don't want to, get her own place. It takes a lot more to help somebody nowadays. So would you be more willing to help understanding the economy and how it's affecting everyone right now? Would you be more inclined to let the baby mama stay?
Yeah. The communication and boundaries will be very, 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 very necessary. Just because.
Don't be walking around in booty shorts.
Yeah, like none of that. Just like you would guess, don't get too comfortable, kind of like, not to be rude, but there has to be boundaries. You need to respect that this is our home. You need to respect our relationship, and you need to show that in action and appearance that you value respect our relationship, and that sort of thing. So, I guess respecting another person's space in general, like, it's all respect, it's all communication, it's all boundaries. So yes, thinking about the economy situation and not wanting to be heartless. Being a Christian woman. Yes.
Okay. All right, look at you. All right. Now let me go out and get somebody pregnant. No, JK, LOL.